Welcome all the devotees. So after a long time, we are again starting our Bhagavad Gita classes. So we'll start with prayers. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः कथांचन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामि तम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय श्री निताई गौरांग की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss 13th chapter. So 13th chapter is nature, the enjoyer and the consciousness. So I'm going to share the screen. This is a very interesting chapter. In this chapter, Krishna explains the nature, means the material world, Prakriti. The enjoyer, who is the enjoyer? Paramatma is the enjoyer. And the consciousness, that is the individual soul. Consciousness is in fact in the consciousness, individual soul and Paramatma both will be explained. So till 12th chapter, Krishna has explained Bhakti Yoga from chapter number 7 to chapter number 12. Very thoroughly, in a detailed way, Krishna explained the Bhakti Yoga. Now 13th chapter, Krishna is more elaborating about Prakriti, about enjoyer, about consciousness, and all those things. About Prakriti in 14th chapter, Krishna will explain even more detailed way. So we'll discuss that. So these chapters where we are going to discuss very quickly, these chapters will not take much time because we have already discussed all these topics at great length in our previous chapters. Now this 13th chapter very quickly we'll be able to finish because we have understood already many concepts. So our session is dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON. So we'll start with one beautiful pastime of Srila Prabhupada. So when Prabhupada was preaching all over the world, so Prabhupada started preaching in America. In America, first he went to New York and Manhattan, lower downtown, where Bowery Street, all the hippies would lie down, drinking and smoking and heavily drug addicted, taking LSD, and coming from very good family, very rich family, but they revolted the culture of America because they saw that their parents, they all followed the same path which they are following, and all their predecessors, they were frustrated, they were not happy, they never felt satisfaction. So now they are they see, now they are seeing that their parents are not happy, they are dissatisfied, so their divorces are happening, so they revolted their culture. They thought that we are also following the same path, so the result will be the same. So they revolted and they started counterculture movement, and they would go to park and they will take LSD, marijuana, and all those things, and they will stay high in the hallucination. So Prabhupada reached and proposed that you want to stay high forever. I have something which will make you stay high forever. You want to stay high? I will give you something which will make you stay high forever. And that Prabhupada gave as Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Prabhupada would go in the park and chant, sing for hours together alone. So he attracted many people, many youths, all the hippies. Just imagine they were not in proper consciousness. Today's chapter is consciousness. And you just see how Prabhupada is attracting the people who were in lowest degree of consciousness. And just by chanting Hare Krishna Sankirtana, Prabhupada brought them to the highest degree of consciousness from the lowest degree of consciousness. So we can see how Prabhupada practically demonstrated 13th chapter by doing Sankirtan. So when we talk about consciousness, today's people, today's youth, today's whole civilization is degraded in their consciousness. Consciousness is very dirty, not good consciousness. And Prabhupada, by Sankirtan movement, he transformed, he purified the consciousness from the degraded, most degraded level to the topmost level. So by Sankirtan movement, by chanting Hare Krishna, we can purify our consciousness and become the first class person. Otherwise, we'll continue with this contaminated and dirty consciousness. And with this dirty consciousness, we can never be happy. Because in order to become happy, we have to be a devotee of Krishna. Without becoming devotee of Krishna, we can never be happy. If our consciousness is contaminated, then we'll be looking for sense gratification alone. In our mind, our consciousness will not be involved. It will not take pleasure in bhakti if our consciousness is dirty. Therefore, we see people, many times people are not feeling attached to bhakti and all because their consciousness is very contaminated. So bhakti and all doesn't, strike them. That doesn't suit them. They don't like it because consciousness is very dirty. So when consciousness is very dirty, so we look for only sense gratification. And fifth chapter we have already discussed, verse number 22. ऐ समस्पर्श जा भोगा दुख योन आए वते आदि अंतवंत kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. When we indulge into sense gratification, then result is only distress. Happiness will be there, but it will end very soon. So intelligent person does not take participation in such kind of happiness, which starts and ends. So Ramante Yogino Anante, the person who is intelligent, he enjoys in Ananta, unlimited happiness by chanting the name of God, by performing devotional service to the Lord. Ramante Yogino Anante Satyananda Chidatmani. They enjoy real happiness, the Sat happiness. Iti Ram Padena. So Param Brahma Vidiyate. And by involving into the devotional service to Parabrahma, who is that Parabrahma? He is called Ram. Ramante Yogino Nante Satyananda Chidat. Iti Ram Padena. So that is, he is called Rama. So that the word Ram means one who gives the pleasure. One who gives pleasure. So devotees, when they serve the Lord, they derive pleasure. Therefore, Absolute Truth is also named as Rama, Lord Ram. So if our consciousness is contaminated, then we'll be only looking for sense gratification. Sense gratification will frustrate us and it is not going to give us the permanent happiness. So our consciousness must be purified if we really want to be happy. And Prabhupada, by his practical example, he demonstrated how to purify our consciousness by Sankirtan movement. So Prabhupada preached in America, converted hippies to happies. So in America, from New York to San Francisco and so many other centers, Prabhupada opened. Now Prabhupada had a big army. Many Americans, they are following Krishna consciousness very seriously. Now Prabhupada chose 3 couples. Mukunda, his wife Janaki, Shyam Sundar, Malati, Guru Das, his wife Yamuna. And these 3 couples, they were sent to London. Prabhupada trained them very nicely, and Prabhupada's desire was to infuse bhakti in the people, in the Britishers, because Britishers, they are very, you know, they are the one who ruled the whole world. So Prabhupada felt very important to preach Britishers also. So Prabhupada trained 3 couples very nicely and sent them to London. And in London, they struggled very hard. Nothing is there to survive. Even they are struggling to have a proper shelter. And in fact, Shyam Sundar and Malati, they had their own daughter, one small daughter also. And in London, anytime it can rain, just like in Bombay, it can rain anytime. So London, Prabhupada says it is hell. There is no sun, only cloud, so much cold, chilly cold, and anytime it can rain. So these devotees, they went and they struggled very hard, but they were undeterred. They never felt that we cannot do. They were so much empowered by Prabhupada. That is the potency of a pure devotee. When a pure devotee empowers anyone, that person can do wonders. So these 6 devotees, 3 couples, they really did wonders and transformed. They brought about revolution in London. They converted. They preached George Harrison, who was the Beatles pop singer. He was very famous, and he was converted to Krishna consciousness. He sang many songs on Krishna, and it became very famous all over the world. And from here, the real revolution began. Revolution of Krishna consciousness began in all over the world. So these devotees really struggled hard and preached in London. They connected many souls of London. Now, finally, the time has come for inviting Srila Prabhupada for the first time in London. So, Prabhupada is now going to arrive in London, and there are so many followers already. They are following Prabhupada's teachings without having even seen once. They had never seen Prabhupada. They just read Prabhupada's books, and they were transformed. They all became devotees. Now, hundreds of devotees are there in London. Now, these 3 couples who had went first at first, they are inviting Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is very happy. And when Prabhupada landed in airport, all the devotees are singing, dancing, and hundreds of devotees are waiting for Prabhupada. And in London, anytime it can rain and all those things. So it was raining that time. Prabhupada arrived in London. Devotees are doing tumultuous Sankirtan. So reporters were also wondering, who is that man coming? So they were also waiting and wanting to interact with that great man. So Prabhupada came, and as soon as all the devotees saw Prabhupada, they all fell flat on the road, even though it was dirty, rainy, and it had already rained, water was there, but they didn't care for anything. Immediately they fell prostrate on the paid obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. And by seeing that, Prabhupada was so happy, so moved. Prabhupada spontaneously, he happened to speak one very profound statement. Because Prabhupada was so moved by the devotion and dedication, surrender of these devotees, Prabhupada said, you all will go back to Godhead. And there was big loud Hari Bols, Kirtan is going on. And then reporters are not able to understand what these devotees are doing. They thought that they are kissing the roads, because immediately they fell prostrate. No, they are doing dandavat, full dandavat. So they could not understand. So they were saying, in the newspaper it came, devotees kissing the roads. Anyway, so the reporter approached Prabhupada. So why you have come to London? In a very egoistic way. Prabhupada said, you Britishers, you came to India and looted everything. But you forgot to take one thing. I have come to your country to give that knowledge, that thing. What is that? The teachings of Bhagavad Gita. The most important thing which you should have taken, you forgot. I have come here to give you that, and that is Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada was very bold, and the kind of answer response Prabhupada would give, it was very charismatic. Reporters, doctors, and they would get amazed by hearing Prabhupada's answer, and they would not have even a single word to retaliate or react. So Prabhupada in this way preached this Bhagavad Gita teachings all over the world, and Prabhupada circled the globe 14 times. Never he hesitated in presenting the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. He was always bold and very compassionate also. At times he would scold the disciples, but in heart he will be very compassionate. So one time, one devotee, again started smoking. So the president wrote later, Prabhupada, this devotee again started smoking, because ultimately they are all foreigners. They had come from that filthy background. So in 1 or 2 years, it becomes very difficult to refrain from all those bad habits. But even though they were coming from such a bad habit, they 90% of the devotees, they could refrain. One or two would sometimes again they would fall a victim of bad habits. So one devotee started again intoxicating. So when Prabhupada heard, Prabhupada heavily chastised. Prabhupada said, I will leave you. I will leave you. I will relinquish you as my disciple. I will not accept you as my disciple. So when Prabhupada became so happy, the other disciples were very fearful. They thought that Prabhupada will really give up. So they asked from Prabhupada, Prabhupada, would you really give up? So Prabhupada said, in a very, grave voice, Prabhupada, having a lot of compassion, Prabhupada said, no, how can I give up? It is just to create a fear in the mind of a disciple so that he may not again continue, and he may take my instruction very strongly and refrain. But if it comes to giving up, how can I give up any of the disciple? So that was the mood of Srila Prabhupada. Even though externally he chastising, but internally, heart to heart, Prabhupada is having unlimited compassion. He knows that in Kali Yuga, people will commit all these mistakes, all these activities. It is very, very difficult to follow Krishna consciousness. But we should always strive hard and never feel morose or demotivated. We should try our best to follow, and we should be assured that Prabhupada is there to protect us and guide us and help us, and he is ready to take us back to Godhead. So that is the unlimited compassion of Srila Prabhupada. So let us now discuss the 13th chapter. 13th chapter is the name, and the name of 13th chapter is Nature, the Enjoyer, and Consciousness. So chapter begins with 6 questions by Arjuna. So Arjuna asks 6 questions. Arjuna asks that Arjuna uvacha prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetragyam ch jnana ge etad veditum ichhami jnanam geyam cha keshava. So 6 questions: prakriti, purusha, kshetra, kshetragya, jnana, and geya. So prakriti and purush. What is prakriti? What is purush? What is field, or what is field of activity? What is knowledge and what is object of knowledge? These are the 6 questions. Now 13.1 में अर्जुन जो है क्वेश्चन करते हैं 6 क्वेश्चन. 13.2 to 7 कृष्णा आंसर करते हैं क्वेश्चन 3, 4 and 5. कृष्णा आंसर करते हैं 3rd, 4th and 5th question. Now from verse number 8 to 12 Krishna explains the knowledge, 20 items of knowledge. कृष्णा नॉलेज बताते हैं, there are 20 items of knowledge. So, पूरा लिस्ट करते हैं. कृष्णा बोलते हैं ये नॉलेज है, इसके अलावा सब क्या है? अज्ञान है. So we'll see that. From verse number 13 to 19, the object of knowledge, who is Paramatma. Knowledge पढ़ लिया. अब knowledge किसके लिए भाई? Object, what is the objective of knowledge? That is to know Paramatma. So from 13 to 19, object of knowledge बता रहे हैं. From 20 to 26, Krishna is explaining the question 1 and 2, जो अर्जुन ने को पूछा था. प्रकृति पुरुष, जो प्रकृति और पुरुष के बारे में जो पहला और दूसरा क्वेश्चन था अर्जुन का, वो वर्स नंबर 20 to 26 कृष्णा एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. Then from verse number 27 to 35, Krishna is explaining Jnana Chakshu, the vision of knowledge. सो नॉलेज एंड देन ज्ञान चक्षु, ज्ञान पहले डेवलप करो, उस चक्षु से देखें हम। सो इस तरीके से चैप्टर 13 डिवाइडेड है। सो लेट अस सी द 6 क्वेश्चंस ऑफ अर्जुन। पहला क्वेश्चन है प्रकृति, मटेरियल नेचर के बारे में। दूसरा पुरुषा, द इंजॉयर, हु इज द इंजॉयर। तीसरा क्षेत्र, द फील्ड ऑफ एक्टिविटीज, वो फील्ड कहाँ कौन सी है जिसमें एक्टिविटीज परफॉर्म करते हैं विद इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड। फोर्थ क्षेत्रज्ञ, तो नाउ नोअर ऑफ द फील्ड, जो क्षेत्र को जानता है, नोअर ऑफ द फील्ड। सो नोअर ऑफ द फील्ड 13.23 में एक्सप्लेन किया गया है एंड 13.22-23 एक्सप्लेन किया गया। देन क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 ज्ञानम, द नॉलेज, 13.3 में बताया गया, 13.8-12 एंड 13.24-25। सो इसमें ये सारे श्लोक हैं जिसमें नॉलेज, ज्ञान के बारे में बताएं। एंड गेम, द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ नॉलेज, 13.13-19। So these are the 6 questions. So now Krishna explains, he answers the question 3, 4 and 5. So let us see. 13.2 में कृष्णा बता रहे हैं the body is the field and the soul is the knower of the field. So पहला दूसरा क्वेश्चन हम लोग बाद में लेंगे। पहला दूसरा क्वेश्चन कृष्णा ने एक्सप्लेन किया कहाँ पर, वर्स नंबर 20-26, पहला एंड दूसरा क्वेश्चन। सो तीसरा, चौथा और पांचवा पहले एक्सप्लेन करते हैं भगवान। सो सेकेंड वर्स में कृष्णा बताते हैं दिस बॉडी इज द फील्ड एंड सोल इज द नोअर ऑफ द फील्ड। नाउ इन वर्स नंबर 3 कृष्णा सेज soul is only not the knower of the field, there is another person who is also the knower of the field, that is called परमात्मा। जैसे मेरी बॉडी ये फील्ड ऑफ एक्टिविटी है, ये बॉडी में मैं एक्टिविटी कर रहा हूँ, है ना, तो इस बॉडी में जो भी कुछ होगा वो मुझे पता चलेगा। आई एम द सोल, सो आई कैन नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन माय बॉडी। कहाँ पर कोई मान लो मेरे पैर मारे तो मुझे पता चलेगा कि मेरे पैर में प्रॉब्लम है। बट मेरे अलावा एक और व्यक्ति को पता है कि मेरे बॉडी में कहाँ क्या हो रहा है, परमात्मा। सो देयर आर टू नोअर, वन इज सोल, अनदर इज सुपर सोल। सो इन वर्स नंबर 3 Prabhupada is refuting Mayavadi. So Mayavadi say that we all are Paramatma, हम सब भगवान हैं। So अगर हम सब भगवान हैं तो हमें आपकी बॉडी में क्या हो रहा है ये भी पता होना चाहिए, करेक्ट? If I am God, so I should know what is happening in your body, but I don't know, correct? I don't know what is happening in your body, but Paramatma knows what is happening in your body. So that means verse number 3 Krishna refutes the philosophy of Mayavadi. Mayavadi say all are God, I am God, you are God, everyone is God, but Krishna says no, there are two knowers, one is Atma and other is Paramatma. So Krishna परमात्मा की अंडरस्टैंडिंग थर्ड वर्स में बता रहे हैं कि आत्मा तो है, परमात्मा भी है जो कि सुप्रीम नोवर है, और जो आत्मा है वो क्या है, लिमिटेड नोवर है, बस ये बॉडी के बारे में जान सकते हैं। मैं आपकी बॉडी में क्या हो रहा है मैं नहीं जान सकता। So that is very important. So Prabhupada argue with Mayavadi by using this verse. प्रभुपाद बोलते हैं कि अगर हम भगवान होते तो यहाँ पर कृष्णा ये नहीं बोलते कि परमात्मा इज ऑल्सो नोअर। कृष्णा बोलते यू आर द नोअर। केवल हम हमारे आत्मा के बारे में बोलते कि आत्मा इज द नोअर ऑफ द बॉडी, और आत्मा ही अगर परमात्मा है तो परमात्मा को अलग से नहीं बताते। भगवान बोल रहे हैं दो नोअर है, एक आत्मा और एक परमात्मा, तो दो डिस्टिंग्विश कर रहे हैं। इसका मतलब आत्मा अलग है, परमात्मा अलग है। ओके, सो वर्स नंबर 4 में कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं he is now going to give knowledge of the field and its knower. So field के बारे में पूरा बताते हैं, and verse number 5 में he introduces the subject of that knowledge by saying that it has been so verse number 5 बताते हैं कि ये जो knowledge मैं बता रहा हूँ ये वेदांत सूत्र में बताया गया है, सांख्य फिलोसफी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ सांख्य वेदांत सूत्र के बारे में बताया गया है। तो वर्स नंबर 6-7 में पूरा जो है 24 एलिमेंट्स बताते हैं फील्ड ऑफ एक्टिविटी। वर्स नंबर 6 and 7 आप पढ़िएगा। उसमें कृष्ण बता रहे हैं पंचभूतानि अहंकारो बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इंद्रियाणि दशैकम च पंचचेंद्रिय गोचर। सो वर्स नंबर 6 and 7 में फील्ड ऑफ एक्टिविटी बता रहे हैं कि देयर आर 24 एलिमेंट्स इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड। ये फील्ड ऑफ एक्टिविटी क्या, पंचभूत हैं ये, अर्थ वाटर फायर एयर ईथर। देन ये पंचभूत अहंकार फॉल्स ईगो, पंचभूत अहंकारो बुद्धिर अव्यक्तम एव च। नाउ माइंड, इंटेलिजेंस, फॉल्स ईगो एंड अनमैनिफेस्टेड, ये 4 हो गए। पंचभूत 5, 5 4 9, एंड 5 कर्मेंद्रियां, 5 ज्ञानेंद्रियां। कर्मेंद्रियां क्या है? हैंड्स, लेग्स, हैंड्स, लेग्स, एनस, जेनिटल एंड थ्रोट। सो जहां पर एक्टिविटी होती है उसको कर्मेंद्रियां बोलते हैं। सो 5 कर्मेंद्रियां हैं। 5 ज्ञानेंद्रिय क्या है? आईज, ईयर, नोज, टंग, टच। सो ये 10 इंद्रियां हो गए। 5 पंचभूत 15, एंड 5 सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट। सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट कौन कौन से हैं? आंख का क्या है? आंख का फॉर्म है तो शब्द, स्पर्श, रूप, रस, गंध। शब्द मतलब साउंड, साउंड इज द सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द ईयर। स्पर्श, स्पर्श मीन्स टच इज द सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट फॉर द स्किन, and smell is the sense object for the nose, and form is the sense object for the eyes, and gandha means smell is the sense object for the nose. Shabda is for the ears, sparsha for the hand, rupa for the eyes, rasa for the tongue, gandha for the nose. So these are the 5 sense objects. So कितने हो गए? 20, and 4 mind, intelligence, ego and unmanifest. So 24 elements are there in this material universe. So these are the field of activity जो कृष्णा explain करते हैं verse number 6 and 7 में. Now verse number 8 to 12, these are the most important verses of the 13th chapter. ये सारे श्लोक आपको याद करने हैं। इसमें ज्ञान के बारे में बता रहे हैं। So 8 to 12, the first 15 qualities. Okay, so this is not so important. The process by which the knower of the field, the soul, transcend the limitation of the field, of his field of activity, is called the process of knowledge. The process includes humility and pridelessness, as well as its most important item, accepting the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and practicing unalloyed devotional service under his care. Krishna is speaking in a broader context than just bhakti, also for jnanis. So from verse number 8 to 12, Krishna explains 20 items of knowledge, एंड 20 आइटम्स ऑफ नॉलेज ये आपके सामने है स्क्रीन पर। कृष्णा पहला आइटम बता रहे हैं ह्यूमिलिटी। सो पहला आइटम नॉलेज का क्या? ह्यूमिलिटी है। मींस ह्यूमिलिटी का डेफिनेशन यहाँ बताया, नॉट टू बी एंग्जियस टू हैव द सैटिस्फैक्शन ऑफ बीइंग ऑनर्ड बाय अदर्स। प्रभुपाद एक्सप्लेन्स व्हाट इज ह्यूमिलिटी। ह्यूमिलिटी मींस नॉट टू बी एंग्जियस टू हैव द सैटिस्फैक्शन ऑफ बीइंग ऑनर्ड बाय अदर्स, दैट इज ह्यूमिलिटी। मतलब दूसरा कोई हमें ऑनर करे या ना करे, we should not be anxious. We should know our position. We should be humble enough. So प्रभुपाद बताते हैं ह्यूमिलिटी, चैतन्य महाप्रभु बोलते हैं ह्यूमिलिटी अगर हम डेवलप नहीं करेंगे तो हम चैंटिंग नहीं कर सकते। त्रणादपि सुनिचिना, we should be humbler than the grass. So first quality is humility. We should have humility. Humble रहना, हमें ईगो में नहीं रहना। And दूसरा pridelessness, not to be anxious to be famous for one's religion and entering into a group not actually following principles and wanting to advertise as a religious mentor. ये डेफिनेशन है प्राइडलेसनेस का, प्रभुपाद एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है। नॉन वायलेंस, नॉट टू पुट अदर्स इनटू डिस्ट्रेस। नॉन वायलेंस डज नॉट ओनली मीन किलिंग द एनिमल्स, नॉन वायलेंस आल्सो मीन नॉट टू पुट अदर्स इनटू डिस्ट्रेस। किसी और को डिस्ट्रेस में नहीं डालना, ये भी नॉन वायलेंस। अगर किसी को हम डिस्ट्रेस में डाल रहे हैं तो वायलेंस है, किसी को हम प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रहे हैं। Even to the animals or birds or anything, any person also, if you are putting him into distress condition, then that means we are creating violence. So Prabhupada explained, unless one elevates one to spiritual knowledge, one is practicing violence. Try your best to distribute real knowledge. So जब से तक हम spirituality follow नहीं करेंगे, हम लोग violence करेंगे। So then टॉलरेंस हमारे अंदर होना चाहिए, सिंप्लिसिटी होनी चाहिए। Now accepting a spiritual master is also one item of knowledge. Cleanliness is one of the item of knowledge. Steadiness, self-control, renunciation of sense object, absence of false ego, ये देखना बर्थ, डेथ, ओल्ड एज एंड डिजीज, जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुख दोषानुदर्शनम, ये देख पाना is also knowledge. Person one who is in knowledge, he only can see that yeah, in this world there is birth, death, old age and disease, and they are suffering. So these four things, they appear as suffering when you are in knowledge. A person who is not in knowledge, he cannot see that birth, death, old age and disease are suffering. He will say, what is big deal in death and old age? Anyway, we have to die, so what? So he cannot see how these things are suffering. So therefore here Krishna says, it is to see that birth, death, old age, disease are problems of life. It is also an item of knowledge. Then detachment develop karna is duniya se, no entanglement with wife, children, etc. So we should not be entangled with family life, in even-mindedness, unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. We should perform unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. And aspiring to live in a solitary place means we should not talk unnecessarily with people and waste our time. So we should focus on our duty and try to utilize our time in chanting, reading, hearing the classes like this, because we have very less time in this human form of life, and mission which we have to achieve is very great. We have to become full Krishna consciousness. We can die at any moment. When we die, nobody will be there to help us. So it is very, very important to utilize our time very cautiously. Time and tide wait for no one. So we should not waste time. So detachment from general masses. So this is also an item of knowledge, 18th item. Detachment from general, जो materialistic लोग हैं, जो कृष्णा को, उनसे डिटैच रहना, उनसे ज्यादा freely talk नहीं करना, उनसे ज्यादा freely mingle नहीं करना. Otherwise we'll also get influenced. And accepting the importance of self-realization, this is also knowledge. And a philosophical search for the absolute truth. So these are the 20 items of knowledge. So we should, and first item is humility. Humility is the first item of knowledge. So see, Krishna is explaining, and the last line is एतत् ज्ञानम इतम प्रोक्तम अज्ञानम यदथो अन्यथा. अगर आप पढ़ेंगे ये श्लोक फ्रॉम वर्स नंबर 8 to 12, सारे श्लोक याद करने लायक है, बहुत ही अच्छे अच्छे श्लोक हैं ये सब. अमानित्वम अदम्भित्वम अहिंसा क्षांतिरार्जवम आचार्योपासनम शौचम स्थैर्यमात विनिग्रहम इंद्रियाण. सो इस तरीके से श्लोक स्टार्ट होता है. अमानित्व मीन्स ह्यूमिलिटी. सो हमारे अंदर पहले ह्यूमिलिटी आनी चाहिए. सो ये नॉलेज की बिगिनिंग है. आज लोगों के अंदर ह्यूमिलिटी कहाँ है? नहीं है नॉलेज. ह्यूमिलिटी नहीं, इसका मतलब नॉलेज में नहीं है. नॉलेज आते ही अगर आप पप्ड अप हो रहे हैं, इसका मतलब राइट नॉलेज नहीं है. और मटेरियल नॉलेज जैसे ही हम लेते हैं, हम पप्ड अप हो जाते हैं. इसका मतलब जो मटेरियल नॉलेज है वो रियल नॉलेज नहीं है. यही प्रूफ है. सो रियल नॉलेज मीन्स स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज. मटेरियल नॉलेज इज बोगस नॉलेज. ऐसा नॉलेज जो आपको पप्ड अप बनाए, ईगोइस्टिक बनाए, तो कोई नॉलेज है? नॉलेज मीन्स सबसे पहले आपके अंदर ह्यूमिलिटी आनी चाहिए. और वो कब होती है? जब हम स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज लेते हैं. सो रियल नॉलेज, स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज. सो ये कृष्णा इस चैप्टर में 8 to 12 में बता रहे हैं. नाउ फ्रॉम वर्स नंबर 13 to 19, इसमें अब नॉलेज के बारे में बताया. व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ नॉलेज? सो ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ नॉलेज इज टू नो about super soul, how super soul exists everywhere and it is all pervaded. So mat param brahma. So supreme super soul is accepted as mat par brahma. Krishna is explaining. Verse number 13 में कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं मत पर ब्रह्म. So okay, so this section is a little difficult. You cannot understand all the section, all the verses of this section. So we'll skip that, which you can understand. We'll only discuss. So इस सेक्शन में फ्रॉम वर्स नंबर 13 to 19 यही बताया गया है परमात्मा के बारे में. हाउ परमात्मा is all pervading. It is the master of the senses, but it is explained that it is not having any senses. So सर्व इंद्रिय गुणा भाषा सर्व इंद्रिय विवर्जित. कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं कि परमात्मा जो है सर्व इंद्रिय गुणा भाषा, इट इज द सोर्स ऑफ ऑल इंद्रियास, बट इंद्रिया विवर्जित, मतलब इसके इंद्रिया नहीं है. इसका मतलब क्या है? तो कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन हो गया है ना. सर्व इंद्रिय गुणा भाषा और सर्व इंद्रिय विवर्जित. अरे सारी इंद्रियों का मास्टर और इसकी इंद्रियां ही नहीं है, तो ये कैसे समझे? इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर परमात्मा के लिए ऐसा बोला जा रहा है कि सारे इंद्रियों के मास्टर हैं, ये तो समझ में आ गया। तो इसके इंद्रियां नहीं, इसका मतलब क्या है? इसकी इंद्रियां मटीरियल नहीं है, इंद्रियां विवर्जिता, मतलब the senses of the super soul is not material like our senses, it is spiritual. Therefore such words are used, that sarvendriya guda bhasha sarvendriya vivarjita. Vivarjita means it is beyond the material senses, it has spiritual senses. Paramatma is having spiritual senses. फिर एक श्लोक आता है इसी सेक्शन में, एक श्लोक आता है कि दूरस्थम चांतिके चितत, वो बहुत दूर है बट पास में है। he runs very fast, he is not having senses, he is not having hand but he can pick anything from anywhere, he is not having leg but he can run very fast. So all these phrases are used. So we have to understand that when it is said that उनके पैर नहीं है, बहुत बहुत तेजी से चलते हैं, इसका मतलब ये है कि उनके मटीरियल लेग्स नहीं है, he has spiritual legs and he is having spiritual eyes, he is having everything is spiritual, all the body limbs of the super soul is spiritual. Therefore all the such phrases are used as, जैसे एक वर्ड यूज है निर्गुण, निर्गुण वर्ड यूज हुआ है इसी सेक्शन में। सो निर्गुण मतलब क्या है कि वो गुणों से बियॉन्ड है, 3 गुणों से बियॉन्ड है, वो स्पिरिचुअल डायमेंशन में 3 गुण जो जिससे हम इन्फ्लुएंस है उससे बियॉन्ड है, इसलिए उनको निर्गुण बोला गया। निर्गुण गुण भोक्तृच, ही इज द एंजॉयर but he is beyond 3 modes. So all such phrases are used in this section, so don't get confused कि अरे इसमें तो बताया गया है कि परमात्मा के इंद्रियां नहीं है, परमात्मा तो निर्गुण है। तो ये सारे फ्रेजेस लिए यूज हुए हैं जिससे कि हम ये समझें वो इंद्रियों के स्वामी है, इंद्रियों के मास्टर है, इसका मतलब उनकी इंद्रियां जो है वो स्पिरिचुअल है, मटेरियल नहीं। तो ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग इस सेक्शन में है। और वर्स नंबर 23 इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्स, विल टेक दैट वर्स। सो वर्स नंबर 23 में एक्चुअली में कृष्णा बता रहे हैं कि परमात्मा इज उपदृष्टा एंड अनुमंता, मीन्स परमात्मा इज ओवरसीयर and sanctioner. Paramatma is the one who oversees all our activities and he is the one who sanctions. Without his sanction we cannot do anything. Yes, we cannot do anything. So therefore it is written that upadrishta anumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwara परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहे अस्मिन् पुरुषः परम। हमारे देह, हमारे बॉडी में, हमारे हार्ट में परमात्मा के रूप में भगवान श्री कृष्ण निवास करते हैं। और वो क्या है? उपदृष्टा और अनुमंता। उपदृष्टा मीन्स ओवरसीयर एंड अनुमंता मीन्स सैंक्शनर। सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सो दिस इज वर्स नंबर 23। ऑल अदर वर्सेस, जैसे वर्स नंबर 20 में बताया कि जो जीव है एंड परमात्मा दोनों बिगिनिंगलेस हैं, दोनों का कोई बिगिनिंग नहीं है। और वर्स नंबर 21 में बताया गया है resting of the idea of who is responsible in the material world. Prakriti is responsible for cause and effect. Purusha, jiva, responsible for consequences of utilizing prakriti. So इस दुनिया हम क्यों सफर कर रहे हैं? because of our sangha with this material nature. We are associating with the 3 modes of material nature. So therefore that is the cause of our suffering. गुण जो दुख आ रहे हैं, सुख और दुख, this is only because of the association with the material modes. So हमें 3 modes of material nature से free होना है, then we'll become free from suffering. So this is explained in this section, verse number 20 to 26. So you all can read this section. जैसे वर्स नंबर 24 में लिखा हुआ बहुत अच्छा, result of understanding all these things, you don't take birth again. Due to the discrimination, a person who understand all this will develop, he will be able to relate properly with everything and through devotional service get out of material nature. So material life से हम free हो जाएंगे if we develop the right understanding and involve into devotional service. and then the last section is ज्ञान चक्षु. तो इसमें जिस तरीके से बताया गया, जिस तरीके से सूरज जो है पूरे ब्रह्मांड को इल्यूमिनेट करता है, इन द सेम वे परमात्मा in our body situated in the heart, it illuminates the whole body. And everything we see is a combination of field and the knower. So in this world, everything is a combination of field, means body and soul and body, everything. So there will be field and the knower. जैसे हमारी बॉडी में ये फील्ड है, बॉडी ये फील्ड है और आत्मा जो है वो knower है. And this material world also, there are 24 elements, that is the field, and Paramatma is the knower of the field. So this is the last section. At last, Prabhupada in verse number 35 he gives a purport. The purport of this 13th chapter is that one should know the distinction between the body, the owner of the body, and the super soul. One should recognize the process of real liberation as described in the verses 8 through 12. Then one can go on to the supreme destination. So by taking a shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, one can learn the signs and in this way avoid becoming entangled. So verse number 8 to 12, 13th chapter का most important verse है, and verse number 23 is again one of the most important verses. And other verses important hai, but these verses are most important, where most important knowledge Krishna is explaining. 20 items of knowledge 8 to 12 है, वो हम लोग याद कर लें अच्छे से. उसमें बता रहे हैं कि taking the shelter of bona fide spiritual master is also very important. So we should take shelter of bona fide spiritual master. आचार्य उपासना, आचार्य की उपासना भगवद गीता में भगवान बोल रहे हैं कि हमें आचार्य की उपासना करनी है, आचार्य उपासनम. और आचार्य की उपासना करेंगे तो आचार्य will reveal. In 4th chapter we had discussed, right? In verse number 36, तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम ज्ञानिनास तत्वदर्शिना. So उसमें कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं कि we should approach bona fide spiritual master and serve him. And when we serve him, so spiritual master gets pleased and then he will impart the right knowledge in our heart. So here again in verse number 8 to 12, Krishna explains Acharya Upasanam. So हमें आचार्य की उपासना करनी है. So by taking the shelter of bona fide spiritual master, we can learn the signs, and in this way we can avoid becoming entangled. So this is the sum and substance of 13th chapter. So that's how we finished our 13th chapter. You all can go through 13th chapter, especially these verses which are most important. Okay, any doubt if you have, you can ask in the next class. So here we'll stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. So I had given you all assignment task that we'll have presentation of chapters from 1st to 12, in which you have to present whatever you have understood. Whatever you have understood till now, you have to make PPT and you have to present. So I hope you all have prepared, you have done that. Once we finish our remaining chapters, so today we could finish 13th chapter. Now very quickly in 4 to 5 classes, remaining 6 classes, we'll take now 6 to 7 classes more and we'll finish the remaining chapters. And then we'll take up the presentation which you have prepared. So by that, you will refine yourself, you will develop the more refined understanding, and your knowledge will be reinforced when you make PPT and you put your intelligence and you then explain to others. So with this, you can develop more refined understanding, and in this way, you can become well versed in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so with this, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.